extended clip. You don't see curve with the beam. There, yeah. Michael buys me scream, yeah. My pen's my machete, killing whack rappers' dreams, yeah. Not just a scheme, yeah. I really lived that life, but I got bigger dreams, yeah. I just spent some cash on a pinky ring, some new money on the iced out grill. I swear to God, I ain't touch a deal, but upgraded my lifestyle still. I see the finish line, I'm just a block away. Till then I'm a rock away, posted with a blocker. Hey, what is going on? What is going on? It is your boy Joe Calico. I am back with another one of Calico's Cooling Conversations. You are rocking right now with Crazy Capital Media. Today I got a wonderful guest. I got Sally McGuire in the building with us today. She's a mom first of all. That's right, she told me she's a mom first, but she's an author, a blogger, a yoga teacher, and we just gonna chop it up with her for a little bit, man. So I'm very excited to have her here. Sally, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, and I'm happy to be here as well. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. So where you streaming from?
Currently, I'm in Brooklyn, New York, Eastern Parkway. That's where I'm at right now.
Okay, dope. I reside in Brooklyn too, the studio in Long Island City. But right now I'm also
Wow.
streaming from Brooklyn. And first I started off, you're a mom, then you're an author, you're a blogger. So with the blogging, you doing more like, is it a writing blog or you doing the videos and everything also with it?
It's a writing blog. I basically talk about inspirational stuff. I started off with Urban Image Magazine online. That's where I started blogging. So currently, I do it on WordPress, Facebook, stuff like that.
Okay, all right. And then, so you doing writing, and then of course you're an author. I see you got some published books out. So when did you realize that you had like a passion for writing, or like you was really good at it? Like when did you have that realization?
Well, I think at a very young age, maybe in my teens, I always kept a journal and I read a lot. I read a lot of books. And when I read some of the books, like my favorite is Daniel Still, when I read some of the books, I would say to myself, I can do a better job at this. Maybe I can end the story this way. Maybe the story should have ended another way. Those kinds of stuff sort of triggered my interest in writing.
All right. So what was your first so when did you decide to like publish something, like to when you made that decision? Because a lot of people is good at it, but a lot of people don't take that next step and say, you know what, I'll become an author, or I'll take that journey with it.
Well, after I migrated to the United States, I'm basically from Grenada, that's in the Caribbean. I came here to go to college and stuff like that. So when I came here, seeing that I always wanted to write, I said to myself, this is a perfect opportunity for me to start writing. So after I had my son, I was home for a little bit. So then I decided to publish my first book.
And what was the name of that first book?
That was called Destined to Love. It's a
That's the
romance novel. Yes, I usually call it my baby because that's where I started off. It wasn't easy though. The process wasn't easy because I knew nothing about publishing. Nothing,
yeah.
absolutely nothing. So I had to try different things, and I stumbled upon the right publishing company at that time. That helped me put out that first book. But it wasn't easy.
Oh, so the first book, it wasn't self-published. You went through a
No,
traditional.
it was self-publishing. I hooked up with iUniverse. They're a self-publishing company.
Okay.
That's where I started off. But I knew nothing, so I was like, I was like a piece of sponge, likened onto a piece of sponge. Anything that I would go online and I would research how to publish a book. I would do all kinds of stuff. It wasn't an easy process because I knew nothing. I was clueless about about the whole writing world because it's not an easy world. It's not easy. There's so much you gotta learn.
Yeah,
But I'm
that.
thankful. I'm thankful.
All right, so that's crazy. So looking back now, I guess you got your next projects. You have more experience, right? Going into the next
Yes,
projects, you
yes,
have more
yes, yes,
experience, you have more knowledge,
yes.
and
I
understood the
was
business.
That's right, because statistics say like 85% of people wants to write, and maybe like a 5% that actually puts out the book. So along the way, I've learned a lot. As I said, I stayed with that company for a few, I think I did like 5 other projects with them.
Oh,
And then yeah, and then an agent found me, so I have an agent now, and totally 100%. Everything is my work now. I'm with another company, and I'm thankful. I didn't know about owning your own copyright. I didn't know a lot of stuff, so I got an agent along the way. I got an editor along the way. So I'm in a good place right now when it comes to writing. I'm in a good place right now.
oh, that's super dope. So, as far as so you said you have a lot of books, I guess. So you said you did another 5 with them,
Yes.
and that's your new stuff now, or that's just like
That's
you.
in the past. I think I have so far. I think I published like 9 books so
All
far.
right.
Yeah, they're all
Okay.
on Amazon. They're all on Amazon. But I think the last 2 books, I'm with a different company. Everything is mine now. I mean,
All
the
right.
royalties, 100%. It's that's where I'm at right now with this. So the 5 books that I had with the previous company, publishing company, I'm gonna redo them and put them, you know, 100% under my name now. So
All right. All
it's like
right.
I have to do it all over again. As I said, I didn't know better, so now I know. I'm trying to fix this problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta leave with the experience, but it's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen. That's
Yes, it
super.
is.
So, what's your newest project right now? What book is that?
Well, as I said, you said I'm a mom. I have a son. He's actually 13 years right now. He's
Okay.
13 years of age. So we have a very, very close bond, me and my son. So over the years, being a mom to him, I've listened to some of the issues that he had to deal with, growing up. One time he said to me, "Mom, I'm so stressed. I have, life is not easy." I'm like, "Really? Life is not easy? You have not a care in the world. Why, why are you saying that to me?" So he started to talk to me about certain things that he had to deal with. So I said to myself, "Oh my goodness, even though they're young, their little minds, they do get stressed out. They do,
Yeah.
they do have little issues." So because of that, I started doing that children book series. It's called A Heart of Gold. And
Okay.
yes, so in the first book, actually up to book 2 came out like 2-3 weeks ago. So in the first book, I basically targeted starting over, new place, new city, new everything, circumstances, like, things happen in life. And I sort
Yeah.
of used the relationship that me and my son have to make the characters and the storyline come alive. I don't just list a bunch of stuff. I bring a story, a little boy, he has friends, he has a good atmosphere, that's where I base the story on. So I did that in book 1. Book 2, I dealt with bullying, which we know is a serious, serious
Yes, it
problem,
is.
with kids. So, um, statistics say that so many kids have even commit suicide because of this whole bullying situation. So in that book, I used the characters there. Neo, the main character there is Neo. I used him to deal with the whole bullying issue, and I tried to so that kids will learn something from this. It's not just a story; they could gather some valuable information from there and learn from it. For example, I talked about ways in dealing with bullying. We have to work together, parents, teachers, and even the kids to deal with that problem. So this book is based on bullying. It's called A Bully in My Class.
A
That's what
book.
it's called.
Okay.
Yes.
So you
Yeah.
a children's series. That's dope. So, what's like your creative process when you writing these stories? Like, what you
Well,
do?
well, well, I like quiet place. I like to talk to people as well to get their insight on certain things. I'm a people person. I would see you and I would talk to you about certain things. So I use that. I used experiences, of course, people's experiences, and I do my research.
Yes.
So that's how you got to make stuff, very much realistic. You can't just, as a writer, you cannot just be in this fantasy land. You
Yeah.
have to be life and experience life and know, how to deal with certain things before you can write about it.
That's for real. That's for real. So you you are a yoga teacher also?
Yeah, well, that, that was one of the things I wanted to do. I have a list of things that I want to accomplish before I reach a certain age because I don't know. I honestly believe that we were placed here for a reason, and as human beings, we have so much power. We have, but we have to tap into those, that power and go after whatever we want. It's not always easy. So I'm always into fitness. I'm always at the gym and things like that. So I was like, okay, I want to be a yoga teacher, but at the same time, every time you see a yoga teacher, you would see someone white there.
Yeah.
So, so I did it. I went to a white school, and I'm still surprised. I'm still baffled that that I did the course, like 6 months of training and get my certification, stuff like that. But it's one of the things that I would look back and be like, damn, you did that, right?
Just made it
That was
happen.
it wasn't easy. That wasn't easy. I'm being honest with you. This part wasn't easy. Yeah, it wasn't.
That's dope. You
Yeah.
you made it happen. You wanted. That's dope. It speaks a lot about your character. Like you wanted to do it, and it wasn't easy, but you got it done. At the end of the day, you
Yeah,
got it done.
yeah, because I think my life is based on that whole line that you just said there. I came to United States, no family, no friends, nothing.
Yeah.
I came and I went to college. I made a nice little life for myself. It wasn't easy, but I believe that, as I said, we have power. We can do anything that we want to. Sometimes people would say that and they don't know what they're talking about. They probably read it off a book or some inspirational quotes. But with my life experience, I know you can definitely do anything that you set out to do.
That, that,
And I just hope that people realize that they have so much power. You have so much power. You just have to tap into it and just be the best that you can. Our time here is limited. Just
yes.
we just gotta give it our all, and whatever obstacle is there, we gotta step over it. It's not always easy, but
Definitely.
yeah, I try to. My son right now, he's like my the biggest inspiration in my life right now. He keeps me going. When he
Yeah.
was younger, he would say things like, "Mom, you're a superhero." I'm like, really? So because of that line alone, I'm like, okay, I gotta do this. I'm a superhero.
He put the pressure. He put the pressure on you.
Yeah,
He's like you
he
gotta live
does.
up to that pressure now.
Yeah, he does. He does. So as I said, we just have to find that one thing that inspire us and do, our best.
Yeah. All right. That's yeah. I mean, is there any struggles you find to like self publishing?
Yeah,
Like
money,
money. All right.
finances. That's
Income. So why would the you mean getting paid or you mean like the money you need to spend to like market or
yeah. It's the whole thing. It's just putting out a book. It's not a cheap thing. You have to pay for get it edited. You got to get it if you want quality work out there. You have to pay the price. You have to. For
yeah.
example, with my books, I use this Chicago manual style writing. That's my book are being written in, where it's basically universal. We don't focus on we don't focus on race, black or white. We don't do those things. So I use that way to put all my work there, and it's not cheap. You have to
Yeah.
pay for editing. You got to do. And
Yeah.
then when it comes to marketing, that's a different story in itself. Yeah, one Facebook ad is not gonna do it for you.
Yeah,
You
you
gotta
gotta.
pay the price because I'm working one of my books. One of the big movie companies, they're interested. I think I'm down to the end with that book, but it's I had to put in a lot. I had to get a screenplay. I got to get a book treatment. I got to get all of those things just you know to move forward, or just to see growth, or just to see a reward when you put out a book. It's expensive. That's why some people don't go further. They're like, I put out a book and I'm not making nothing. Sometimes you get by the time Amazon take their cut and all the online distributors take their 5% or whatever percentage, sometimes you end
Yeah.
up with like $2 in your pocket.
Yeah.
So
The
you would
distributors
start,
got to get paid. The payment processors got the payment
yes,
processing people got to get their money. Everybody got
yeah, that's what I'm talking
everybody's
about.
everybody's in
Yeah,
there.
it is. And a lot of people, they think, you come up with a first book and automatically you're the next JK, the Harry Potter writer, you're the next one. But it takes a while to get to that point. If by some chance you're lucky and your first book hit off, then more power to you. But usually it's a tedious process. You gotta be consistent with your material, with your work.
Yeah,
So that's what a lot of people have to realize. You have to be consistent. You have to hang in there. If it's something, that's why you have to have a passion for writing in order to really make it. You cannot
definitely.
just get up one day and say, okay, I'm going to write a book and expect to be a millionaire in at one time. So it might take like 10 chances. Like I'm up to my like 9 book now, I have two that I should put out this year, this kind of stuff, it takes a lot, it takes a lot of commitment and,
Yeah,
discipline and stuff like that. And then sometimes as a writer, we go through this whole brain, like your mind, it just stop working for a while, and you have to do whatever it takes to get, your imagination or get your focus back on. That's where
yes.
yoga comes in, blogging. That's where it comes in. It helps, to really, condition your mind as to, okay, this is what I love to do. This is what I want to do. So takes a lot of discipline to keep you on top of things.
That's yeah, all right. And any tips for like the people in the audience that's self publishers? I guess they all about a lot of people is working on their first book. Like I personally know right now that's gonna watch
Okay.
this. So is there any from
Yeah.
seasoned
Uh,
author? You know what I mean? Somebody who
yeah.
like
Well, what I have to say, if this is something that you love to do, just keep working on it. There's a lot of information out there too. You can learn, you can research, you can do your work. You don't just have to sit there and, just say, okay, I want to write. That's not it, So do your research about the companies, find out about your royalties and
yeah,
find out
but
all those things. And just remember that it's your first book. You might, you might be lucky to strike gold, you get a
yeah,
be a silver screenwriter with that one book, but it's a tedious process. You gotta hang in there, you gotta promote your work, you gotta tap into social media, you gotta do all of those things. And as I said, if it's a passion you have, just keep going. You would even though you don't get 100 book sales, if it's your passion, you would be like, oh my goodness, I really did this.
facts.
So just stay in that frame of mind. Don't look at it as, okay, I want to make money. Just look at it as, okay, I love to do this, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to be happy doing it. So
Yeah.
that's what it's all about.
And then it's definitely, I guess, your own IP, like you creating this intellectual property. I did hear you mention something about talking to like a movie production company. So it's like it's crazy how many ways you could, like take the this IP that you own past the book. You could start doing content. You could do films, webisodes. Like
Yeah.
it's big right now. These I don't know if you know about audio dramas
No, I don't know.
on Spotify. These
Yes, I do. Yeah, I
yeah,
do know about
audio
Spotify. But
yeah, but so these
yeah.
audio dramas, it's like full scripts. These is full movies that's done
Hmm.
strictly in audio. So it's almost like a I can't explain. It's like I can't explain it, but it's like 1930s basically. You gotta
Okay.
visualize it. There's no video to it. You just
Okay.
playing, and it's full blown production. So
Oh,
it's
you
just
mean it's
so
like the auto? It's like auto version
yeah, just the
of your
audio.
book? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because this last book, one of the a huge company wanted a bully in my class to as a Christmas presents for children, all over the world. But by then the book wasn't out yet, so I couldn't
okay.
really I couldn't really do that. But since COVID, look at Netflix. There are like a lot of companies that are searching for
Original
good
content.
material. Yes. I remember one of my friends, she's an actress, and she said to me, there are a lot of actresses and actors, but the content is what people are looking for. So she encouraged me to, stay focused and keep writing. So,
Yeah.
and you have to be so careful with that because it's through my agent. I have an agent, and you got to be as authors. You have to be careful when it comes to agents as well. If you have to pay an agent, this is not real. Agents should be free.
The agent should
They
get
get
paid on the work they do, right? That's what I'm guessing. Is that
exactly,
commission based?
exactly. That's how it works. So if
Yeah.
someone comes to you, okay, I read your book and it's great. I want to represent you, and you have to pay me this. This is not good. This is not real. So it comes based on your work, and they get paid based on if you get paid. So with that kind of attitude, now if a person is working for you, representing you, and they know that they're going to get paid based on what you get, they're going to work, they're going to go hard. So
Yes.
so we have to, upcoming authors, we have to remember this. There's a lot of tricks out there I get like thousands of emails from people, like publishing companies want to do this, want to do that, but not every time you get an email you got to be like, okay, this is it. No, you got
Yeah.
to learn to ignore or just bypass it. You got to learn to do that.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, or you can jump at the first deal. You could entertain
Exactly.
certain things, but like you said, it just always got to make sense at the end of the day. And I'm
That's
pretty
right.
sure they looking for some starving artists to
Yeah,
lock
I
into their
know.
deals. You know,
Yes, they are.
they doing some
And
predatory stuff.
that too. And another thing is, as I said, I with the children's book that I have out now, if you look at the cover of the book, my son is on the cover. I use him. I didn't um I didn't use I didn't use like like cartoon characters. I use my boy. You see this is him here.
Yes, yes.
Pretty cool, huh?
That's the
Yeah.
my part. What's the name of that one?
That is a
For
bully in my class.
a bully in my class. Okay.
Yeah, that's it here. So with that series now, I put him on the cover because I just wanted to represent, the black youth, and I just wanted to do that, bring that out, that aspect of black strength and who I am, culturalized and stuff like that. I wanted to
Yeah.
touch that topic as well. So he's there. And once I'm done with the series, which is a 5-part series, I'm gonna definitely do the teen. So it's gonna
Team.
be okay, he's gonna be going he's getting older, so Heart of Gold Teens is gonna be out. I wanna wrap up that series by early next year. It's a 5-part series, so I
So
wanna wrap it
so
up.
what's your genre? Like, what genre is Sally McGuire like? You
Well,
know?
I basically write suspense, romance, and children.
Okay,
I'm the
so
romance kind of person. I believe
all
in
right, because I
love.
remember the first title you gave me, I was like, all right, that's strictly a romance, female. The first title you said. Once you said the title,
Destined to Love. I did Forever Yours. I did Devil in Disguise.
yeah,
I did Tainted Love. I'm a
a
romantic at heart.
romance. So you do the
Yeah.
romance, but then you also doing. That's why I had to ask, like, what's so which one is your favorite? It's definitely the romance.
Well, it's different. I can't really balance it out because the other one is basically it revolves around my child, my son.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as I
So
said, kids. I mean, to me, they're most important. So and not just romance. I write suspense,
suspense.
romance. with
All
the
right.
with the movie, like you would see like you're gonna have so much action in there, the typical like, plot twisted, deceiving, and it's a different kind of romance. It's like suspense with a lot of suspense, solving murders, and like deceitfulness, and all those things is wrapped up in the whole thing called love.
It's just a crazy love story.
No,
A
it's not. No,
crazy.
the days when Harry meets Sally and they get married and they have a kid and they leave. Oh, those days
No,
are
no.
done.
Yeah. We don't want to
Yeah,
read it. We definitely don't want to read about
no,
that.
no,
We
no.
want.
That's being unrealistic. I target like betrayals, not just by, partner, but by family. I target like, Devil in Disguise, for example. There's a whole lot of human trafficking there. As I said, it's a lot. My books have a lot of different things in there, and I have to do a lot of intense like research. one of my books target like fraud, money laundering, and those things you gotta research. You can't go and just write
Yeah,
about
you
things you
could.
don't know.
Yeah.
So that's what my books target. They're
You say
realistic.
fraud. Okay.
Yeah, money laundering, fraud. And my characters, I always try to bring about powerful women in my with my characters. One thing that I'm not impressed with a weak woman, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't put them in my books.
It's okay. Okay.
I would not put them in the book.
Strong
If
woman. Strong
circumstances,
woman.
yes, if circumstances, come, happen, something happen and makes you like, like drowned in certain circumstances. I mean, like, oh, let's say you're poor, or you in a situation where you're being battered or whatever. I wouldn't leave my characters there for the rest of their life. I would bring
Yeah.
them out. Okay, I would look at things and I would try to make them arise over situations, circumstances, because I know that's how I live my life.
It's a
I
come up
don't.
story. A come up
Yeah, I
story.
fight.
They do.
Yeah, I fight for everything that I have. I fight really hard. As I said to you, being in a place where you have no family, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not, you know. And at a young age, 20, 18, no family, you just landed in a big place and you survive. You didn't get yourself caught up in all those,
So
I would hear women say, oh, I had to go to stripper, be a stripper to pay my, listen, who wants to do those things? More power to them. But as I said, I believe we have so much strength and there are always options. I believe that you have to find the ones that work for you. So
definitely.
that's what I believe.
What made you do that move? Why made you like just get up and just come to the U.S.?
I was pretty okay back then. I was a teacher, I just finished college, and I came from a really, really good family, God fearing, family. But I felt as if I was suffocating. Like there is so much you can do in the islands. So much.
So you're
Everything is like,
limited.
yes, limited. There's so much you can do. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I am more than this place. That's what I felt, as if I was suffocated. So one day I just got up, I, fixed my papers and I'm out. my family still, my family still can't believe I did that. They're like, you crazy, but I'm like, no, I gotta, there's more to me. There is more to Sally McGuire than just, a teacher.
All
There's
right.
more to me. So in spite of everything, I would always be thankful that I was able to go after this whole writing career.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm happy that I was able to go after this.
That's super
Yeah,
dope. Super
yeah,
dope. And then you had the I see a book that I got on my paper right now. My son through my eyes. So
yeah.
that book
That I actually wrote this woman's story.
you
This
wrote.
is what, yeah, my son through my eyes is a story. It's a factual book. It's a real story.
All right.
And I was so happy to write her story because it's based on surviving cancer, and that's cancer, the death of someone due to cancer, surviving and overcoming. It was a sad book. I cried when I write it. So
Uh,
that should, yeah. So I do write memos, other people's life story, whatever. But as I said, my main thing is the suspense, romance, and the children. Yeah. Once I'm
yeah.
done with the Heart of Gold teens, like the series there, I'm only doing two series. The one right now and the teens, and then I'm
Yeah.
done with and then I'm done with the children book situation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna
Yeah.
focus a lot, yeah, on my the romance now, the suspense romance. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have one that should be out later this year, and then I have two that I already written. That's me. I just write. I don't really have a life like that. Everything revolves around my job, my thought, and writing. I don't,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's where I'm at right now.
So I did just come with you. So like you just chilling and then the idea just pop up. It's like how do you it's like I'm pretty sure you get a whole bunch of ideas. How do you know which ideas like yo I'm gonna just stick to with this one. 'Cause I'm pretty sure you get a whole bunch of ideas, but you gotta you
Yeah,
know
I try to focus on issues like things that I mean I can see. Like sometimes I would read a story, or I would read something is happening a community. I would see an issue there, and I'll be
Okay.
like, that's a good thing to write about. Look at, like jail time. This woman, I saw something, an article on this woman that parents died and she had to take care of her kid. So I
Okay.
said, that's a nice thing to write about, but then let me put a romance twist in there with a suspense. Why, what did she do when she had to take care of this kid? Who did she turn to? The struggle is real.
Okay.
And I would just write it down. Okay, let me plot a love story around that line. So that's
Okay.
how it worked. Or sometimes I would see like issues. I think how I got into this human trafficking and devil in disguise. I read an article about this. So many young women is really being caught up in this. So I wrote about that.
Oh, you
And the
taking it
person,
from real life situations,
yeah,
but
yeah,
and
yeah,
then you throw a little
yeah.
embellishment and you do your writer's trick. You add to it.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And I use
Okay.
a lot of different, I use like flashback. I use important people in some of the books, like with the human trafficking. You would think that's a story like that. The girl is into that, but no, I put the mayor. He's head of the ring.
Oh, the mayor.
Yeah, the mayor.
Oh.
So it's like I do I do a lot of I do a lot of those things. I would take a story and I would twist it the way that because I always had a very vivid and very like my imagination was like really high up there since I was like really young. I would go to the movies back then when I was a teenager. I would go to the movies and I would come home and dream about how that movie. Not dream, like picture in my head. Okay, this movie should be like this.
How you could have did it better? What you
Yes.
you you was the ones like, nah, the ending was whack. I wish it,
Yes,
yeah, I
so
would
now, yes, you're
have.
right. So now when I think about the issue, I would just lay down like, okay, I should put it like this. And then I would just go and jot it down like a rough plot. Boom, boom, a plot.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and then just jot it down really fast and then write the storyline around it because sometimes you tend to forget. So you
yeah,
gotta, especially when you got so much things going on, a job, a child, or, you know, um, a lot of other things that I'm working on. I do the blogging. I do all kinds of stuff. At one time, I did the modeling, the clothing. Cherry
yeah.
Max Store, that's my star right there. I did that. I do the online fitness stuff like the waist trainers. I do a lot of stuff, man.
You
I,
hustler, you hustler.
yeah, you have
And
to
then you
do that.
building a brand, you building a brand. So that's all it
Yeah,
is. So
yes.
I know me, I don't never finish anything when it comes to writing. Like
For
I
you,
yeah, I try to write more in the webisodes because I'm into the content creation and so the
okay,
podcast and I shoot videos and
yes.
so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna write a script and I feel like I have some dope ideas and I'll start
hmm
and then I don't
Well, I
even
mean,
like.
just listening to you, I can tell you have some dope ideas. The way
Yeah,
you talk,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I think sometimes where we as writers or someone that wants to write mess up is that we think that it should be a certain way.
yeah,
When you want to write, just write. Don't focus on editing. Don't focus on sentence construction. None of those things matters when you have an idea.
yeah.
Just write. You feel like it now, just go sit down and just write. How you feel, you just write it. Afterwards, you don't even have to bother about typing anything. Afterwards now, that's when you go when you try to are you hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay, that's where you go when you try to put things into rearrange everything. So try that. You feel like writing, just write.
Just
Don't
write it.
don't don't be concerned about grammar or sentence construction or nothing. Afterwards, you get into that.
Yeah, I gotta go. I
When you
gotta
do
revisit
that,
my stuff.
yeah, when you do that, it limits your. Okay, my grammar is not that good right now. Oh, should I rephrase that sentence? Should I rephrase that paragraph? No, don't just write.
Yeah,
Whatever is in your mind, you just write. You write it, and afterwards you would go back then and
and
do
fix
the
it.
necessary things. Sometimes you just get somebody to just rearrange it for you. You
Yeah,
get
that's a
somebody
good
to
tip.
just edit it for you. Just write. Just write. You feel like writing, whatever is in your mind, just write it down. Try
That's a
that and
good
let me
tip.
know how it works. Let me know how it works.
That's a good tip because I found myself spending 15 minutes trying to get one line right or one sentence right
Oh
or
no, that's what is your that's what's gonna make you like, okay, I can't get this thing to flow rightly. But when
yeah,
you
yeah.
just write, you just like, okay, I'm feeling like crazy right now. I feel like throwing something against the wall, breaking this, breaking that. You just write how you feel. And then
Yeah,
afterwards, you would just go and just fix it up. Or as I said, you could give somebody to clean it up for you.
yeah.
That's the joy.
That's some
Yeah.
gems. That's some gems for y'all writers who's going. Oh, that's some gems
Yeah.
for y'all. That's
Yes,
super
right, man.
dope. So
Just write whatever is in your mind, whatever you feel like writing about. And then sometimes when you finish writing and you, for example, if you focus on a particular thing and you finish writing whatever is in your head, then you would go back and research what was in your head and see if it's right and add whatever clarification,
yeah,
definition. Those things come after.
all
But as I
right.
said, that brain, whatever is going there, just write
Let's
it
let it.
down.
Let's let it go.
Write it down. You don't care if it's on a piece of paper that you know, or your napkin, or whatever. Just write. Just
Just
write
let
it, and
just
yeah,
let
it
it
would.
go.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's super dope. And as far as your writing goals, so like what is you accomplish as far as you got the books out and you working, but like what's your ultimate goal with writing?
Well, I hope to be a New York best-selling writer. That's like number one. And
Yes.
my agent told me that I'm on my way to be a silver screenwriter. So let's see how that goes.
All
So
right.
that's the plan too. When you write for like Netflix and
Yes. Yes.
MSNBC. Yeah. So we head in there, and that's the plan. Where, as I said, people ask me, "Why do you write romance stories?" I say, "Listen, sometimes it feels as if love sucks. Like the amount of drama and baggage people bring into relationships.
Yeah.
Sometimes it seems as if it makes no sense, whatever. But I still believe in love, the power of it, and in my books, I want to just remind people, love is there, love is true, love is real. It's still there, in
It's still
spite of
there.
in spite in spite of all the craziness. Believe me, I know, been there, done that. You understand?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
still there. It's like a reminder that love is still amazing and it's still good. So the suspense romance novels, that's one of my biggest, like drive to let people know that, yeah, even though I want to be as I said, New York bestselling writer and a silver screenwriter, I still want to teach life lessons in the work that I do, whether it's romance or children's book. I still want to leave my impact in some kind of way, because
Definitely.
yeah, yeah. I think, as I said before, one life to leave, man. I just want to leave. I don't want to be another statistic. I want to leave something behind, like strong footprints.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I want to leave that so people can look back, and I could look back and say, okay, I did something. I contribute something to someone's life, even though it's nothing grand, but it's something. I did something. So that's the greatest.
Definitely.
That's
Definitely.
why I do what I do. Yeah, I believe in inspiring and and stuff like that. Yeah.
Powerful. That's powerful. We talk about legacy. We talk about having our
Yes.
names. You know, talked about hundreds of years past.
Yeah.
After. Yeah. So I respect it. I
Yeah,
respect it.
and as a people too, I'm pretty, coming living in living in New York City here. I had to learn a lot about race and black power and unity and stuff like that. And I want to be able to inspire not just especially black, people, women,
Yeah.
children too, that you could be an average or ordinary person and still inspire. You don't have to be some celebrity, whatever, to inspire. Well, I don't even see them inspire. Anyway, that's a different topic. But you could be anybody and inspire someone, touch someone's life. I would see an old person. I would stand up and have a conversation. That's where you learn stuff. I'm one of the people that still, help a old lady with a cart or, those kind of stuff. I would still do
Yeah.
those things because I think we need that kind of, inspiration in our community. As I said, that's why I use my son on the cover. I could have put a cartoon there. I could have put anybody there. I put a little black boy there who is trying to make a difference,
Yeah.
in this world. So I put him there just to inspire and to motivate, and a child could look at that cover and say, okay, that's me. That could have been me there. So
Definitely.
yeah, that's what I do.
That's super dope. Very inspiring. Like, you a very ill person. You super dope. And you from New
Thank you.
York and you from Brooklyn, so I,
Yes.
I should have not expect less. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
got we got Brooklyn in the house.
We know how to struggle, man. We know how to hustle. We know how to, I think, as I said, it's all about that inner strength that you possess. We are,
Yeah,
and I hope and pray that people listening can hear, a woman or a man can. You got this. You got so much power. You got it.
definitely.
And it's just that what you do with it that matters. Sometimes you sophisticate that power. You stifle it. You make that power feel okay. It's not there. I can't do this. I hate when people say they can't do stuff.
Yeah,
Man, I'm telling you about the stuff I did when I was like, of course I could do it.
yeah,
Don't
that's
tell me
it.
I can't do it. I could do it.
Nah, we just gonna don't say you can't do it. We just gotta say
Yeah,
we gotta figure out how to do it. We gotta
that's
figure out the
it. You gotta
steps you
figure it
need
out.
to get it done.
Yeah,
But if
we
somebody else did it, you could do it.
yeah, we weren't born with old money. We weren't born
Yeah,
with that extra star that a lot of people have. We weren't born with those things.
yeah,
But if you can, I believe if you can take a $500 and buy a sneaker or something, you can take that same five and invest it in something worthwhile.
yeah.
Like your dream.
Your
So
dreams.
now I look at my bank account. It's like all the way down, but at the same time, books are coming out. You
Yeah,
understand? Yeah,
yeah,
because it matters. That's what matters to me. And I
yeah,
believe in the long run, it's not easy being like you're a single parent and you have all those things doing. It's not easy doing those things. But
nah,
you have to figure out what is important to you, and you have
yes,
to figure out, okay, you have to learn to you pick and choose your battles. Like, okay, I'm not going to get into this. I'm going to get into that. So we have that power, man. I I just wish that people see that, and know that we are powerful.
powerful.
What are you
Yes,
doing with that power? What are you doing with that power? That's what we have to ask ourselves. What are you doing it? Am I doing something to make me, great? To make me a better human being? And
uh,
dreams don't just happen, as I said. We weren't born with all money. Dreams don't just happen. You have to really work, put in the time, be persistent. I thought there were times I thought about, okay, why am I doing this? I'm not getting the return, the money wise that I'm looking to. I'm not a millionaire yet. But then I
yeah,
think about the fact that, okay, I love doing this. This is what makes me happy as a person. You know, this is something that I am proud of.
yeah.
So that's where I go with that.
That's super dope. So, I'm gonna ask you one more question, then we gonna get out of here. But
Okay.
before I ask you the question, I just wanna do my quick little plug. I need everybody who's watching this right now and who's gonna watch the replay, because the replay will be on YouTube. Please like, comment, subscribe. It's the way the algorithm work, man. It's like you gotta like and comment, subscribe, so YouTube could share this out to more people and we could get more viewers. And so like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me at Crazy Capital Media on everything. So that's TikTok, that's Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube. And Sally, your Instagram is what?
Oh, Sally R. McGuire. It's basic. Just Sally McGuire. If you go there, you'll find me there.
Sally McGuire, and then you
Facebook
got
as well. Yeah,
Facebook,
Facebook. Yeah.
website, any.
Well, website is in. We're almost done with it. So I wanted something like really professional. My
Yeah,
agent said, "You're at the point right now. You need a professional website. All those wings and GoDaddy stuff is not gonna
yeah,
work."
yeah,
So we almost done with it. It should be, because a lot of people are asking for that. So we're almost
definitely,
there. Yes, yes,
definitely.
yes,
And I
yes.
definitely will have her links in the description box of this video. The Instagram, Facebook. I have a couple links to the books you have on Amazon, so I'm gonna throw all of that in the
Yes,
description box. You
yes,
know.
yes.
So, last question. I ask every guest this question. Very simple question. I ask them to leave me with one word that describes the brand, their brand, which is you as an author, as a blogger, a yoga teacher, a mom. Just that one word to describe Sally McGuire.
I would say inspiring.
Inspiring.
Yeah, I believe that everything I do, I thrive to inspire someone. in
Yes.
whatever way, even with a simple yoga pose, with a book, or just, looking at my life, you could and would be inspired. So I would say inspiring. It's like in yoga, it's called like your sankopa.
A Sankopa?
Yeah, it's like in yoga where you have this really main, line or a phrase that describe who you are or what you. So that's a good question that you ask your guest there. That's yoga stuff. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, that's as a person, that one word to describe you or what you want to do, or stuff like that. So I would say to inspire.
To
That's
inspire.
my main. Yeah.
Dope, dope. Definitely thanks for rocking with us. You are part of the Crazy Capital Media family. You're always
Thank you.
invited to come back on the show. You know, new book come, you try and promote, holler at me. We gonna work something out, and
Okay.
we'll do it like that. And I think a lot of the viewers, they gonna really like this content we did today, and they gonna feel inspired. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, I'm so happy that you guys invited me to be here on this Easter Fall Sunday. So
Yes,
I'm happy to be here
it
and
is
to
Easter.
be able
Happy
to.
Easter. Thanks.
Yes, thank you very much. So I'm happy to be here, and thank you for having me. And we'll talk again soon, hopefully. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Peace out. Remember what I said? Please like, comment, share, subscribe. All Sally McGuire's links will be in the description box below. And I'm out of here.
Yeah, Calico, crazy capital. Come on.